Good morning to Trinidad and Tobago. All praises due to the Almighty Creator. We thank Him for life. We thank Him for this day. We are happy and fortunate to be Trinbagonian. And of course, with every blessing, there's a responsibility as well. So we bear the responsibility of all the many blessings that we have been given, and we have to utilize them to the best of our ability and in a correct way. We have to be honest. We have to do what is right. And it is sometimes challenging, but it is in those difficult times that your substance and your moral and spiritual strength is really demonstrated. If things were easy and convenient all the time, then it would not be a test of life. So we face every day. We get up and we get out and do what we are supposed to do, what we need to do for the benefit of ourselves, our friends, our family, regardless sometimes of the feeling. My good friend Sean, as he said yesterday, forget the mood, forget the feeling, get up and get out. So blessings to everyone out earlier than me, out since last night, being brave, facing the challenge of life, and ensuring that they take care of themselves, their loved ones, and serve Trinidad and Tobago. We saw, international news, but of course it's touching our headlines as well. We saw some shootings, a shooting in Australia, specifically targeting Jews around their holiday as well, and their holiday period. Two individuals specifically targeted them as well, and I think it resulted in the loss of life of about 12 people. And of course that has been condemned throughout the world, and rightfully so. We saw an individual also being hailed as a hero who risked his life to stop one of the shooters as well. And we try to understand what is taking place in the world. We try to understand why. We have to think about it clearly. Why individuals would target people of Jewish heritage, etc., who congregate together. And we begin to understand how cycles of hate, how people respond as well to what is perpetuated prior. It is natural for people to seek, and the motives and stuff have not been totally explained or put out yet, and I can imagine that some of it will be circumvented. They wouldn't want to actually get down to the substance of the motivation of these individuals. But hate breeds hate when you wrong others. and vengeance and retribution and all sorts of other terminologies may be brought into the conversation. So it is essentially important from the start to do right. It is extremely important from the start to do right. And if you do wrong, to rectify that wrong. Because it has a way sometimes of coming back. And some people believe in a creator. Some people believe in concepts of the circular flow of karma and other things. But in my experience in life thus far, we must always do unto others as we would have them do unto us. We must not justify what is wrong. And I could understand how blurred that could be in these times where there is so much propaganda, there's so much manipulation of opinion, there's so much bombarding of the mental space, the information, the distribution, and the packaging of information to make people think along certain lines and a certain way. So we have to struggle through that maze to try to really, really understand. Good morning, brother. Welcome.
Assalamu alaikum, Baka.
Wa alaikum salam.
Blessing be upon you, Paul.
Peace, blessings.
And may peace and blessing be on your audience, Farouk.
Yeah, man.
The intelligent race, because without knowledge, it will repeat itself.
Yeah. And our people without knowledge ourselves are lost. And too many of us
are
lost. We lost.
And we are lost. We are lost, Farouk. We are lost. Through the religion they teach us, through the information they're giving us, they lie, through medical, Farouk. They tell you we are cut off your hand to cure cancer. Farouk, do you know nuclear is, you could use nuclear for peaceful purposes? You could develop nuclear for peaceful purposes, like for medical too. The developer in Iran develop an isotope where they could beam it through a laser, if you have cancer in your brain and at a minimum range, they could heal cancer because nuclear is proton, neutron, electron. The lowest combination of a human body is proton, neutron, electron. So if you use nuclear isotope and beam it, we have cancer at a minimum range through a laser, you could melt that without doing any cutting. But these professionals, as I say, the information forward, they don't want you to know these things. You understand? They feel that nuclear is just making bomb alone. Forward, what I've seen on the road is astonishing. I see the white man containers coming in, 95% of the container coming into the country, going to the white man businesses, unpacking by minimum wage workers, overflowing with minimum wage workers, delivering the goods on them to the plantation. It's minimum wage workers forward, and then picking up with the minimum wage, he brings van, Sparta, Goliath, Cyclops, Honeybee, Big J. You know they bring down a setter brings van forward, the master bring down a setter brings van.
Yeah,
as he deliver the goods.
You know the name's good, boy.
Yeah, the Martin, Sparta, Goliath, Cyclops, Big J. You know, it have Hercules, it have King Kong, it has it have Medusa. Yeah, forward and its minimum wage workers unload the containers were coming in and packing the trucks, minimum wage workers packing the trucks, and the trucks running outside there. And after the truck deliver the goods with the minimum wage worker forward, the big jeep and the brings van and them picking up the money with minimum wage worker with all them big guns. So the African unpack the goods, pack the goods, load the trucks, deliver the goods, and then the African picking up the money for the master.
For sure.
PNM forward. Forward. When you're off the matrix, like how you off the matrix, you got see the slavery full blown forward. You got see the matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you take the red pill is not a pill in no forward, it's in knowledge like what you accede now forward. That I could talk certain things with you. If you didn't have that knowledge forward, I would not be calling on the radio because that certain men wouldn't understand what you're saying about.
Yeah.
But you forward, yeah, you have the knowledge with the scene. The Matrix, when they tell you about the knowledge when in the movie when the guy was telling the Morpheus was telling the guy he take the blue pill or the red pill. The red pill they take is not really a pill, you know, it's the knowledge, you know. When you have the knowledge, you will see the Matrix on the road, you know, forward. You will see the slavery, you know. But the PNM brothers and them, instead of take the pill, they drink the barley juice, the feet red now and feel must say the pill is the knowledge now, boy. But we have to educate forward. We have to educate the brothers and them and show them who is the evil in this country.
Yeah.
We have to come up with Matrix. The Matrix is knowledge forward, and you try to bring the brothers and sisters of the Matrix. Forward, thank you for having this program, boy, and try to intelligent the people. Mr. West, good morning, Mr. West. And I was listening to you, and I had to play back your speech to understand it, because you just can't understand it one time for Mr. West, because the knowledge you're just bringing is a high piece of knowledge, and how you articulate, about half of the people and them understand, but I wish they understand Mr. West, because the information you know bring is privity to the audience now. It's not you is the fault, Mr. West. It's us is the fault who don't understand the heights and the knowledge you know bring it. And Chris, thank you, boy. You know, keep fighting the fight that you're raising the intelligent, boy. I appreciate that. And forward, appreciate you forward. I don't call right you, but I like to listen. They say a keen listener is a keen learner forward.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Bless forward. Yeah.
Thank you very much as well.
Yeah.
So I just want to go into this one, and mass shooting warning for Trinidad, and two of our sociologists, criminologists, Mr. Figuera and Diosaran, have given us a bit of a warning after what took place in Australia. And it is always better to prevent, pre-meaning before, to preempt, to prepare when we see things transpiring in other places as well. I would like to think, and I would like to pray that within us and as a people, we are not inclined to that type of behavior. It has not been an issue for us. We do have a certain level of stupidity and recklessness in crime, but not really the targeting of innocent individuals in the manner in which other people have faced it, particularly the United States with their continual problem. And well, obviously there's specific motive, etc., around what is taking place in what took place in Australia. But they are still warning Trinidad and Tobago and giving us that idea of what is possible due to certain feelings as well. So Trinidad and Tobago's failure to arrest an inflow of and easy access to illegal weapons has already put the society in danger from gun violence in public spaces. And that is very true, and we have, too many of us have faced it. I say we have all, because even myself, I've been in spaces where gun violence has taken place, and it is very traumatic and concerning for us. Too many Trinbagonians have had that experience. Way too many. And of course, access to illegal weapons is part of the issue. The criminal mind that is being produced, the carelessness and the recklessness of children, the exploitation of these young men and women by others, the arming of these individuals for the purposes of those who exploit them. A number of factors exist, right? So Figueroa is responding to last Sunday's gun attack at Bondi Beach in Sydney, Australia. And, you know, he was reiterating our issues that we have with illegal firearms and the capacity that exists for the use of those illegal firearms. And there has been work being done to try to take some of these weapons off of the street, but the inflow is great as well. Right? The barrels, right? The barrels from the largest weapons manufacturers in the world. The barrels with whatever else at the bottom hidden, the corruption that exists, the smuggling as well, so the lack of detection at times, which allows so many weapons to come to Trinidad and Tobago. And we have that issue, and we have the efforts to try to balance the scale and allow citizens as well to protect themselves. And that has been an ongoing conversation. But we pray, and I pray that Trinidad and Tobago does not descend into that type, although we have had incidents in the past of reckless, not so much targeted alone, but they target individuals, and then in their efforts to harm those individuals, to kill those individuals, they are reckless and hurt others as well. So we'll take the break as we come up to the top of the hour, and we'll be back, and we'll continue to go through what's in the headlines. All right, blessings to everyone.
The Street 919 FM.
Playway Parang Payday is the order to win more money for your dollar.
The Playway Parang Payday Draw is the way to win more money for Christmas. If a white ball calls, it's removed from the machine, and when the Parang ball calls, you win 28-1 on the base, plus bigger mega mix payouts. Players must be 18 years and over. Please play responsibly.
Bigger payouts with Playway.
Building dreams, delivering excellence. That's McClatchy Construction Company Limited. Since 2008, McClatchy Construction has grown into one of Trinidad and Tobago's most trusted names in construction. From residential homes to large-scale commercial and industrial projects, we bring integrity, innovation, and professionalism to every endeavor. Our services include general contracting, design and build, construction management, restorations, renovations, structural steelworks, infrastructure development, home construction, and equipment rental. Whatever your vision, we have the expertise to bring it to life. With over 17 years of proven experience and a portfolio of landmark projects, more than 70% of our work comes from repeat clients, a true testament to our quality and reliability. For trusted construction solutions, contact McClatchy Construction Company Limited at 221-5405 or 222-5897 or via email. admin@mcclatchyconstruction.com. McClatchy Construction Company Limited. Building strong foundations for a better tomorrow.
It's not just a loan, it's an all-access pass to wallet season. Yeah, your season is secure.
Trini Christmas is the best when Lion Bran in the mix. Lion Bran's self-rising flour or baking powder brings convenience to the kitchen, so the work to make the food is easier and quicker. And for Trinbagonians, that makes the mix merrier, because we get more time to line while we putting away the place or painting the steps. With Lion Bran mixes, your black cake, banana bread, and sweet bread eaten just like Granny Yoon. So grab your Lion Bran this Christmas, because our mixes make it merry. Lion Bran, the power behind our great taste traditions.
This year I say I'm not cooking. Young brother ask me what you're doing. Crazy, your family them go start screwing. Without food, well, the Christmas could ruin. Tell them to settle and cease. They will still get a piece. Cause KFC have a big festive feast. Well, bring all the chicken. I know it's finger licking. And crazy, you can stay out of the kitchen and have a festive feast. A festive feast.
Celebrate Christmas with KFC's Festive Feast. Get a festive box, 3 pieces of tenders and wedges for only $39.95. Or a festive bucket, 8 pieces of chicken, 2 regular sides, and 2 portions of wedges for $159. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Blessings in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. You are invited to listen to the Final Hour broadcast heard every Monday
from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning on the Street 919 FM.
Hear my mom, Pastor Helen Garcia, and myself, Pastor Valentine Garcia Jr., preach the Word of God to the elderly, youth, and children. We can be contacted at 629-0113 or 623-8444. The church is located at 26 Prince Street in Port of Spain. We look forward to you joining us. God bless you.
As my life I lay it on the altar, as my life.
The Gap Man Limited specializes in products that cater to all your health needs. The Male Enhancement Package targets the areas of the body that contribute to erectile dysfunction. The Male Enhancement costs $1,400. The Gap pills are priced at 250 pills for $500 and 500 pills for just $900. For the best in eye care, get the super combination of a Super Bright and the Body Healer. To improve the heart's function and circulation, get the Gap pills and Formula C. To get a total body cleanse daily, use the Gap Body Healer and Big C, all for a super low price of $1,300. To order your products from the Gap Man Limited, call 628-4531 for products that cater to all your health needs.
For more info, contact 476-7268.
The presence of oxygen is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death, which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Aloy Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Chamfleur, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on the Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
The Embassy Yacht is back and ready to transform your events into unforgettable experiences. Launched from King's Wharf, San Fernando, the perfect starting point for an epic experience of luxury, music, and celebration on the open water. By booking our vessel, your event will include a house DJ, state-of-the-art sound system, fully stocked bar, dedicated cleaning crew, top-notch security. This isn't just a venue, it's a floating masterpiece designed to make your event the talk of the town. Imagine your guests dancing under the stars, drinks in hand, with breathtaking views of the coastline as your backdrop. From birthdays to corporate events to exclusive parties, the Embassy Yacht offers promoters a unique platform to create unforgettable memories and boost your brand's reputation. Call or WhatsApp 399-5959 or email embassycruises@gmail.com.
The world #1 Calypso dance, Kaiser Showcase presents Rhythm of the Sea, where the rhythm meets the wave on board the Embassy Yacht on Friday, 30th January 2026. Boarding at King's Wharf, San Fernando from 7 p.m. and sailing at 8 p.m. sharp. Featuring the ladies DJ, Dr. Ross and Sugar Ray. Early bird tickets $200. General admission $250. Tickets available at Roast and Toast Restaurant, Bar and Grill. Number 86 Superior Street, San Fernando. Attendees by the park, Tuku South Central Zone Office, mezzanine floor, Skinner Park, San Fernando, and from Tuco South executive members. For more information, call 653-5732. Don't miss out on the first ever Calypso tent on the high seas. Everybody, Kaiso Showcase, Rhythm of the Sea.
Everybody dreaming of that next winning step. From running a food truck, serving meals on the go, to a whole food chain where your brand start to grow. From staycation, long weekend, same beach, same view, to global destination, first class, brand new. A personal trainer, counting reps on the floor, to be at Jimona, your name on the door. From giving a little heart in the right spot, to donating hundreds to help a whole lot. When you play Lotto Plus, your dreams expanding. Take it to the next level when you start playing. Remember, winners always play Lotto Plus.
Players must be 18 years and over. Please play responsibly.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
And we are back. Stop just imagining your perfect home and start building it. Mount Pleasant Credit Union, Tobago's Choice, is celebrating its 75th anniversary with the My Dream Home Loan. You can get financing up to a maximum of $1,500,000. Use it for building your dream home or for the purchase of a built property. We're giving you a very competitive interest rate and more time to pay. Your dream home is within reach. Apply today. Call us at 639-8375 or find us online at mpcutobago.com. Mount Pleasant Credit Union, celebrating 75 years of legacy, growth, and community. This Christmas is freeness for so with Flow. Get the gift of free installation with the Link Up or Link Up Plus internet plans. Or go big with the Link Up More plan and take home a $500 grocery voucher. Offer ends December 31st, valid for new customers only. Sign up at Flow, Milford Bay Plaza store today. Guess who's home for Christmas? That's right, KFC wedges. Fluffy, golden, seasoned just right, and only $15 for a large portion. It's the perfect snack for your Christmas lime, movie night, or that extra comfort with your meal. Wedges are home for Christmas, only at KFC. It's finger-licking good. So we continue to run through the news, and I was surprised that the headline was the opinions of criminologists on the mass shooting that took place in Australia. And it was not what is probably trending tremendously, and obviously the wider issue of conflict in our region has been trending for quite some time as well. This US gets green light. That's how the Express puts it. So let me go into the article. Right. US gets green light. Military aircraft to use local airports. The government has granted permission for United States military aircraft to transit local airports in the coming weeks for what it said yesterday were routine and logistical exercises. The arrangement was disclosed in a statement from the Ministry of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs, which said it was part of ongoing bilateral security operations between the two countries. In keeping with established bilateral cooperation, the ministry has granted approvals for United States military aircraft to transit Trinidad and Tobago's airports in the coming weeks, Monday's release stated. The ministry has granted approvals for United States military aircraft to transit Trinidad and Tobago's airports in the coming weeks, Monday's release stated. The ministry has granted approvals for United States military aircraft to transit Trinidad and Tobago's airports in the coming weeks, Monday's release stated. According to the ministry, the United States has advised that these movements are logistical in nature, facilitating supply replenishment and routine personnel rotations. The ministry reaffirmed the government's commitment to sustain cooperation with the United States of America in advancing regional security, safety, and stability. It said through this partnership, TNT has benefited from joint military training exercises, improved surveillance capabilities, including the installation of an advanced radar system and collaborative operations that have led to the seizure of millions of dollars worth of illegal narcotics. Foreign and CARICOM Affairs Minister Sean Sobers stated that the government maintains close engagement with the United States Embassy in Trinidad and Tobago and remains committed to cooperation in the interest of national and regional security. We welcome the continued support of the United States, Sobers stated. According to the release, Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar has also reaffirmed her government's support for U.S. collaboration in the pursuit of safety and security for TNT and the wider region. The ministry said that the U.S. support has extended beyond security cooperation to include educational initiatives, school equipment donations, and infrastructure enhancement projects. Further details on the aircraft movements would be managed through established diplomatic and aviation channels, officials have said. Right, and obviously there are many of us who look on with concern at what is taking place within our region. We collectively, I think, I have not done a poll, maybe I should do a poll on the station at some point. We collectively are not interested in conflict in the region. I think collectively nobody or very few people would want conflict in our region. Military conflict, obviously, I'm speaking about. While we have not in our lifetime, most of us, maybe have a few older ones, who may have lived through World War II and others who may have experienced, something of conflict and combat through their work with the TTDF or something of the sort. Most of us, the vast majority of us, do not have any experience with military conflict, and we can only imagine how that can affect us, right? And I think we are not a people who incline towards that type of action. We'll see the consequences. We would want to stay away from those consequences, as violent or difficult as things may be at times in Trinidad and Tobago internally, comparatively to a country having military conflict with another country. That's a whole different ball game. And many of us, we look on at our lack of ability to really influence policy that affects our lives. And we think about the whole process of what we call democracy, and whether it in the form and fashion that we have today, it serves us. It serves us. Because on critical matters where we may want to have our opinions heard, it is difficult to be heard. For a matter of fact, we have given up many of those rights within our system, and legally, whatever that construct is, we have entrusted others to make those decisions for us. And that can be challenging, but it is the nature of that which we have lived in and continue to live in. Good morning, KFC. Welcome.
Yeah, I catch your respect. My box was on the blessing of God and give thanks to life.
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm.
You know, I KFC, I just go there thinking now. When by my lawyer yesterday, right?
Right.
They send disclosure, the facts of my case since 11th last month. You know, they send the judgment for me to know if I staying in prison or I coming out. So like I said, that game sing out.
Mm-hmm.
And Minister Robin Schuller with the man and thinking it. With a couple of red tape. And say, right, I'm looking to my matter quickly for what I have to say about. I hear they keep some Saturday there's some big Christmas party, so Sunday there'll be some big Christmas party. Then call and say that KFC have to bring them. But for I hear it back in hand. I make a contribution and bring report yesterday morning. But a certain man who's fly from foreign and was in the diplomatic center. You know the cut out that? And send it to the man, they send it to me. It's one I call Santa Cruz. I call him his name. Cutting out thing and send it to minister. Because when I went to my minister, she tell me somebody said she's something, YP and some talk show program or some kind of thing.
Right.
So that what's going on?
But you know that, so talk your mind, but mind your talk. And if you want to send a message, I think you want to send a message, so you send in your messages. Not so?
I send a message, brave and bold.
Right, well then you...
But some of them, you ever go to school?
You ain't even have to pay TT.
Them is activate, all of these activists that are looking to say now I care. See that man that fight for you last night, you hear me crying out. Because the closer I'm to the minister than them, you know. They're on top, you know.
Right.
So every man looking for their own self. Right. Nobody cares about nobody. We live in a doggy world. But next year goes for me like my attention. I come on and read you right. Because they the spirit of talk, you know. Talk your mind. Bless.
Right. Blessings, KFC. Yeah. Well, you getting TT posts for free. They delivering your messages for free. Good morning. Good morning, brother.
Good morning, my brother.
Hi there, man. Not too bad.
Oh, man. Blessings, man. KFC, keep up the fight, boy. Keep up the fight.
KFC will be alright, man. No, KFC sending message without paying any stamp duty, any stamp and thing, you know. People taking the message and carrying it for him. He should be happy. It reaching where he wanted to reach. Yeah, man.
Yeah, Linkson. Yeah. KFC have a fan base outside, you know.
Right.
Yeah, it's a people are KFC back outside the world. Yeah. Mr. Ford, I'm trying to understand something. You could enlighten. Now, this program that started there, to me, that's a CPEP program, but they ain't calling it that. But they're doing the same thing up here that the previous CPEP was doing. But what I'm finding amazing to me is that why did the program, the full-scale program started in the south and nothing is happening down here in the north? Okay. I'm trying to make sense out of that. Is it so that we ain't get around, we ain't get around to the north yet, or we ain't get around to educators? because it started on a full case basis in the south.
Right.
Now we know that Christmas right around the corner, yes. And they're trying to put a little something in the people's pocket. Well then do it all wrong now. Do it all wrong. What about the CPEC workers that were laid off? I thought that they too would have been first preference. Because to my understanding, if I can remember, I think that is what Mr. Amin and Mr. Parak was alluding to. That they will have first preference anytime anything should start. So I am looking on myself forward. I am seeing what is going on. And I'm saying that if you're going to do something, do it along the board. Not just south, base. Because there are a lot of people in the north also that looking for something.
Yeah, and I wanted some clarification on that. I don't know in terms of the rollout of that program, if it has started and if it has started in whichever region or not. But it would not exclude anyone, certainly not people who would have been working before and who have the skills, especially operators who cut grass, etc. Those things are skills as well. Who operate the whacker, I mean in particular. It wouldn't exclude anybody per se. But I'm not sure that the program has started in South and hasn't started in other places. I know it is being done through the regional corporation, and they would have a certain element previously of maintaining and care for public spaces, but given the closure of those other programs, in particular CPEP, the shortfall that exists, it would be to assist as best as possible, because I don't know the how wide a scale the program is going to be to assist in trying to alleviate what has been left in terms of spaces that are not being taken care of. And we see it across Trinidad and Tobago. It is a response to that. I think we somewhat understand what transpired with CPEP as well in terms of the renewal of contracts at the end of the tenure, some even before the contracts expired, to afford political connections to continue to have those contracts. And there has been the change out of that. But we do, I do, I don't know who else, but I could certainly speak for myself. We accept that there is a certain level of unemployment which has been created by the closure of those programs. And I have been asking and calling for something to be put in lieu of that, to take up those brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers and young people, etc., who were involved in the program, so that they can earn, they could earn and take care of their responsibilities. Good morning, Prezi.
Good morning, Imam Fuad Abubakar. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning, God.
Morning.
Yeah. It is looking nice. You coming along into Christmas time, you might get one shower, but it ain't looking showery this morning. It's looking bright up, kind of bright enough.
We ain't getting no Trinidadian snow. We ain't getting no rain for Christmas, boy.
No, well, we might get a little sprinkle, but I figure we've done out of the rainy season to that point, so I ain't really looking to expect too much of that. But,
yeah.
I ain't saying that we wouldn't neither, but anyway, that's the weather caught in the north here. And with your program this morning, like in a sort of way, so much a little upsets we have, like we were talking about in Australia. We haven't that yet, but it is no surprising thing happening because the minds of human beings getting kind of really stitched. So it's no surprising thing with a report that you're getting. But what I want to jump in here is really that business in the Caribbean seas there and really Eurasia and America Because I don't care how I don't see how I must satisfy with that, because all the no, all before Venezuela back in you know nobody studying to put no radar and even this Mr. What you call him Subas or whatever it is, linking with he's a CARICOM member now. So how CARICOM all of a sudden getting that by one member, and I ain't hearing the rest of CARICOM talking that. The rest of CARICOM talking zone of peace. So I don't know. When I look into all of that and I'm putting the thing together, we have a radar here to do whatever it's what I don't know if it's what Trinidad want, but a radar here is mining Venezuela business, not so much the CARICOM business, because the CARICOM, except this Mr. Subium, whoever he named it. And then Ms. Kamala saying, Prime Minister Ms. Kamala saying she support that. I know plenty of which I am conscious of the idea that we support that. So you might say you want to talk for them, but I just ask you to who talking the reality. And I understand that we may not be a sovereign nation to the way how we would like to understand what is sovereignty. Because we sovereignty seeming like it's going America style. America taking over with sovereignty. Are we saying thanks? We like that? I don't know. I try to have the kind of common sense as a Trinidadian guardian. I'm not even saying Begonian because I don't know about Tobago, but I hope Tobago understands that kind of consciousness too. And I don't know. I'm in a dilemma here mentally to what I'm seeing for sure what will happen. But I seen we losing out. I seen a people who put tariff on me, who tell me that all who in America start to come out. And calculatively, you can't go to America as you want, except you have this, that DJ and this kind of this, what you have to have. Free travel in the Caribbean, staying up nice enough. And America mining we business. I know, still going back to that thing. We are mining we own them. Oh, yes, we're not mining we own. Because we're given, according to you just now, one comment, you're talking about we are everything. We're giving up our interest for other people to mine it for we. I just a brother and sister that you talking the reality. And I don't know. I'm not a big politician, I always say so. I ain't a big economic man, I always say so. Well, religious means that's a type. A short consciously spiritually conscious that I am. Common sense like that. They better have people who have common sense nearly like mine or a little more than mine, then we're in trouble. Because what I see in my common sense, it ain't looking good. And I will say thanks. Just by giving that analysis, I don't know we coming up to eat in a while. I will say thanks. I hope all you understand it. I'm not taking the bacchanal in the Caribbean slightly, because I know the Monroe report, Monroe doctrine, the Monroe, whatever is the Monroe, we can start to understand, together with all the facts of looking to control the world as world police, it's not looking good. So, talk to me, and let me hear what all you have to say. I talk my piece, whether I chop it or I chop it, I talk my piece. Oh, you thank you. Thank you, Shagada, to do.
Yeah, thank you very much as well. I continuously repeat how difficult it is in the position that any head of state is in, not just in the Caribbean, but in particular for Trinidad and Tobago, that is adjoining or next to Venezuela, right? I reiterate how difficult it is for every single head of state that interacts with the United States at this point in time, because everyone is having challenges with the tariffs and the this and the that, and the challenge of maneuvering the politics so that your country, your economy can survive and your people could stay afloat. So it is I repeatedly say, it is a difficult challenge, and I think anybody sitting in that seat at this point in time would face that same challenge, because they are ready to move on their Monroe Doctrine, to move on trying to keep their empire afloat, to try to seize what they believe or what they wish to be theirs and their realm. And the concepts of sovereignty are challenged by the reality of dependence. So we take the break with the Castle Pang, and we'll be right back after the break, right?
The elves are hungry. Pick up a Royal Castle Queen bucket, a King bucket, some royal wings, a family meal, a few combos, some extra delicious coleslaw, crinkle-cut fries, potato salad, and a snack box for yourself. Oh, and don't forget that delicious honey mustard sauce. It's really lashing. Okay, Rudolph, let's get that delicious local Trini flavor. Royal Castle, here we come. Royal Castle is the local something that makes it all taste better. Happy holidays from Royal Castle.
Baila, baila! Hee-hee! Santa leave the North Pole and come down to Trinidad. He say it's too cold in the North Pole, so he couldn't stay. He come down right away to have some fun in this land of sea and sun. Soca Santa, don't leave your bag of toys. Don't forget you have to share it with every girl and boy. Soca Santa, don't want to ride no sleigh. Santa say he intend to have a real good Christmas this time. And the place to be is this country. All them lovely chicks, parang music stick, and the tasty food. Trini woman does cook real good. Soca Santa, don't leave the bag of toys. Don't forget you have to share it with every girl and boy. Soca Santa, don't want to ride no sleigh. Santa walking around in sneakers and jersey and jeans. Looking to see where have party, and he trying to storm, cause that is the norm. He come out to play, so he fed in Trinidadian way. Soca Santa, don't leave your bag of toys. Don't forget you have to share it with every girl and boy. Soca Santa, don't want to ride no sleigh in a big time Toyota Caravan all day.
is coming, and we're heading back to TNT for that famous Royal Castle chicken. We just love the Royal Castle family meal with those 12 pieces of tasty chicken, the 6 yummy sides, and that refreshing 2-liter soft drink. It's just perfect for a nice Christmas lime. So if you're hustling and bustling like me, or if you just want some great tasting food, pick up the Royal Castle family meal. Happy holidays from Royal Castle. Ho, 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 ho.
That was your Parang hit of the day, powered by the unbeatable taste of Royal Castle.
And we are back. And I mean, if you go through the news, you would see a number of different articles around the topic. You would see ones with our Prime Minister now, some years ago, of course, when she was the Prime Minister previously, shaking hands and smiling with President Maduro. You would see now she has a certain line that she has to toe as well. And we should have the political maturity to understand what is taking place as well. Good morning, Mr. West. Welcome.
Morning. Sorry not to disrupt you again this morning.
No problem.
I hope not, because when we speak about the Monroe Doctrine and how you juxtapose this Monroe Doctrine with what is happening now in Venezuela. That's a word that some people shy away from. How you juxtapose that? Because I think they said it was, what I read, it was a doctrine that by some James Monroe in the 19th century, could have been 1820-something or 30-something or thereabout. And it was really to prevent those European countries, Spain and all these countries, from colonizing or recolonizing those countries in Latin America and around the Caribbean Sea region. So I am seeing today, and if I apply the doctrine, which I think is alive, with what is happening with respect to those people who, the Chinese, the Iranians, so he has moved from Europe and is going to, again, those countries in the south. And those like Russia, again, not in the south, but north. And you have people like the Iranians and the Chinese. That is where it's at. So they are saying they don't want those people in their backyard. And I think that, you know, that must be explained. What they don't want, it was how it started, how it evolved, and how it is applied in the present day context in terms of Russia and those countries, Iran and Chinese and whatnot. They're putting a foothold, or seemingly having or seeking to erect a foothold in Venezuela, and that is what they're struggling against to some extent. I'm not going into the question of oil and all this oil, that might be linked to it too, but I think that it's good to explain that, you know, because I have been accused, yes, of probably speaking above people's head and that kind of thing, not intentionally, but when I come on your program, I don't rehearse, I don't write anything, and whatever topic you put out there, is that what I respond to. And therefore, I am not a trained teacher. Like everybody else, I make my contribution here to the program. I am not a trained teacher, and from them I seek the explanation and I seek other things. And so basically, and the thing about it, I listened to a program yesterday, and we must understand that education is from the cradle to the grave. And yesterday I heard the Dream, your good partner, on a program, and he said, hey, listen, people have a tool, they don't understand the tool, you have that cell phone you have there with GPT and all these different things. I learned these things. I still learn, I still go back and do my research, and people have to do that. You can't allow people to just tell you thing in your head and you just run with it. You have to research. I researched. Look, 2 days ago, a guy who normally called the program in the evening, I listened to it, I participated in it, and he spoke about psychic income. I never met that term before, but it was strange to me. And I went and I looked it up. And what he said was actually true, is psychic. Right? What is the meaning of psychic? I know about intrinsic and extrinsic motivation or whatever it is. I learn these things. I continually learn, and people have to put that in their psyche. Even though you're 60 or 70 years, you have a cell phone, pull it. You read something you don't understand. I do the same thing. People say things on the radio I don't understand. I read Sajiwan Ali, I read Hussain, and certain things I don't understand because I'm no economist. And I go and I look up to see what it means, and I ask questions. And people have to do that. Don't wait for people to tell you or to explain things to you. Yes, you listen to them, but you have to do your own research. Otherwise, they have you at your feet and they drag you all behind them and bamboozle you and control you.
For sure.
So people have to understand that. So I am not here really to, just like everybody else, I come here and I seek to learn. And I learn. But you must be prepared, other people must be prepared to learn also.
Yeah.
Thank you. I don't want to take too much of your time.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. West. We have that responsibility as well, right? Don't just take what people say. Have a look and really test the theories or the statements that people tell us sometimes, because they don't have to be true. And in the context of this conflict that has taken place, I do believe that many people have had a look online, sometimes at what is presented to them, but a lot is being presented to people as well, because there's a plethora of information on the internet. It is almost endless, the opinions, the narratives, the conversation surrounding major issues like this. So sometimes you could get lost in it. You could get lost in trying to decipher what is really correct. But take it in, give it a listen, and then try to apply your own understanding. And sometimes, like I say, you even have to pray for discernment. That's how dangerous the climate of propaganda could be. That's how inundated the waters are with dirt. Not clear. It's not clear all the time as well. And I have made an effort to try to figure it out, as challenging as it is. Prezi, you want to come back in?
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. Go ahead. Blessings.
Now, I go talk on West consciousness. West consciousness, yeah, okay. So, in understanding that the way I understand it as a common sense thing, I will agree that when that was dropped, it was dropped to keep away from slavery, keep away from that colonialism thing. Aside from all of that, it also was given that America don't get himself into the, what I will call, dominating of the already existing colonies that Europe already had colonized also too, and not getting into Caribbean countries business, which is what they're doing now. And on the end of it, common sense will give me that under the Monroe Doctrine and the other doctrine that came out from it after it, come out to be a word I keep on using even here now, dominance. I know no education for that. But when you study the whole thing, it spells the spirit of domination.
Yeah.
And if it spells the spirit of domination, don't care what you will try to put to say that you're appreciating America attitude, is dominance.
Yeah.
Right. That is what I want to put. So I ain't vexed with nobody talking how they talk. I have to come into that because the fact of all what's going on is what America doing is what they got away from I think was when it was in England
was worse, and then them and England had a Barcelona, and then them come up. And same dominance they get away from England, or what we call Britain in those days, is the same dominance they put in them. And otherwise than that, the same dominance that they got away from Germany. Because most of them who control that country, they come down to the situation wisely from Europe, is who come out as Jews from Germany, from Poland. So if you go to really come down to the whole thing, the problem them get from since Germany and the Second World War, First World War, what kind of way? It's the same problem they putting on people in the Caribbean now since they done have, since they make themselves bold police and have dominance over the people. So, let me talk plain. I just common sense. Me no big educator. I carry every day. I have to find work to do every day. Come, you could read plenty because anybody who into academics, they have to read. I put some kind, building home site, all kind of thing. I don't have to read so much. But I have common sense to learn when all you're talking. And when all you're talking, I put the thing together and I almost, I don't say sure, but I almost sure. All right. Thank you. Dominance is what we break them from now, especially. And that is what is supposed to be. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. And that's why I said we talk about sovereignty, but sovereignty to what sense? Not now, over decades. What level of sovereignty have we really had? And have we been able to establish any real independence economically, socially, and otherwise? Have we been able to do that? And the answer is no. And we have not been interested so much in doing that. So much so that others, without consultation to the people who occupy these lands, they have a policy that encapsulates us, that covers our region without our consent. Because we, the people who occupy these lands, don't really matter to them. What matters to them is their strategic objectives, their economic objectives, their power objectives as well. And Mr. West, made interesting observations in so much that the rise and the expansion of alternative powers, alternative states, China, Russia, Iran even, and their influence in the world, BRICS, India, Brazil, the rise of other powers poses a challenge to the dominance of America, and they have decided at this point that in their conceptual policy of making America great, they need to re-establish that domination and that power, and also take the economic benefit that exists from the blessed places along this basin. Trinidad has for how long economically supplied greater countries. The global south for how long? Venezuela previously, if you all know the history of their oil industry as well, Exxon was the major firm there, exploiting their resources until nationalization by Venezuela, by Chavez. And now, even while all of this conversation is taking place, Chevron, an American firm, is still pumping oil out of Venezuela. Like as we speak, I have seen no signal, I have seen no information stating that they have stopped, of course on a limited basis, not to empower Venezuela too much economically, so they limit the amount that they purchase from them. That's how strategic trade, if you call it trade and economics and business is. But we have to understand where we are in the midst of this situation. And we have to understand the precarious position, the predicament, the difficulty that our leaders face in not only in the Caribbean, but in particular for us, because of where we are strategically. And it is difficult. And while opposition could always talk all kind of thing from opposition, from government, from a position of leading and making those decisions, there is very, very little room for you to maneuver unless you decide a monumental shift, which still is not on the cards for us. That shift is still not available yet. That monumental shift, particularly given the aggression of this U.S. regime and their decision. They made their decision, for which, particularly in the region, everybody else is subjected to. So let's understand that if we want to have consensus to direct our leaders to do something differently, then we have to come together collectively and speak clearly. And even that could be a challenge in the system and the split political and the way that we are trained. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning, Father. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Right, so this also have, I believe, you could explain to me, Fuad, why an embargo is still on Cuba? Why, after all these years, an embargo is still on Cuba? And this is just because they have a different philosophy, a different, what you might call it, political, system that is contrary to Western countries. And those brown-skinned people have been suffering for the last maybe 50 years. America is a Ku Klux Klan, by far and large country. It's a very racist country. You have to remember it's only the 1960s that black people got a vote in our lifetime, in my lifetime, for the first time. And there are certain parts of America, don't let sunset catch you, because you might still hang from a tree. I'm just saying. I'm just taking it to that level. Now, when you look at America in terms of what it did to the original people, how long ago was that? 200 years? America is a new civilization. So too is Australia, so too is these other so-called European countries. Recent. And their system, especially America, is one of apartheid. No two ways about it. They have banned South Africans from coming to America. Only the white people could come as, what you might call it, as people under oppression, so to speak.
They've given white Afrikaners refugee status, claiming that they are being persecuted in South Africa. Even though many of them had said we're not being persecuted in South Africa.
Yeah. So when you look at, and I have a little annoyance for Kamala somewhat, to give America, and yes, we have a different political scenario we have to deal with because of our closest to Venezuela and stuff compared to the other islands, Our stuff is different, the scenario. We have influx of Venezuelans because of our nearness, their culture. We have families in Topique for hundreds of years. Trinidadians live there, we run back and forth. But I'm saying this to say that the agenda is always the same. The picture that they paint of Maduro as a narco-terrorist, as this and that, you know, and we understand that to get into that country, to destroy that country, to infiltrate it, to take the resources, you know, that is colonization of the highest level in these modern times. No two ways about it. You understand what I'm saying? They could do the same thing to try. They could find all reasons for Kamala in the next year, 2, 3 years time. Painter this, painter that. Next thing you know, they're in Trinidad doing what they have to do anyhow. So I don't know why it is Trinidadians, by far and large, seeing Maduro as this quote unquote evil guy. You understand what I'm saying? Who is more evil than Maduro right now? The president of America. You understand? Look what he's doing to the Palestinian people. And he knows those innocent children are being bombed left and giving them bombs like crazy. Only because they are brown-skinned people. You understand what I'm saying? And this is their way of operating through the world. Now, you're big and strong. North Korea and these other countries are your biggest threat, quote unquote. Oh, gosh, go and bomb North Korea now. Go into Russia. You know what I mean? Etc., etc. But this is the bullying. So they have created a situation in the Caribbean Quad, especially with Venezuela. One of our closest allies, because we were like that up to not too long ago. You understand? Very friendly country, very friendly with Trinidad. Now I have people, regular people, take their yachts or take their boat too far off of Trinidad waters for fear of it being bombed or being hijacked by Venezuelans in the ocean. You understand? So it is really, I don't know how that we feel. I don't know how we can get back good relations with Venezuela because we need it. You know, we have that ancestry of hundreds of years of those ties with Venezuela. So I don't know how that will pan out in the long run for us, but we know, brother, this is a racist regime. It's a nasty, stinking, vile American system that has come down here in a peaceful area to create havoc and to create mayhem. And we are, at some point, our country, our leaders have given that authority for that kind of savagery to take place in our back door. So that's my take, brother. Blessings.
Yeah, blessings to you as well, and thank you for your opinion. As Mr. West has said, anything that you want to check is available, and just a search, and you would realize that Afro-Americans were only enfranchised for voting rights in 1965. You know, that's not too long ago. I mean, a little before, sometime before my birth, but there are so many people who are living who would have experienced that, right? And we have to understand that sometimes even administrations like the United States administration, like other administrations, they may not reflect the people. Certainly they can never reflect the totality of the ideology or the view of all of the people, but they may not even reflect the ideology of the majority. However, due to the nature of politics and lobbies and money and power, and don't underestimate power from other entities, economic power and the control that they have. Sometimes decisions are made that are not in the spirit of what people may want. All right, so blessings to everyone. We at the end of the program, right? We're up to the hour. So we'll be back tomorrow, God willing, and those who calling in still could have the opportunity to discuss and to have their opinions and share their opinions tomorrow. It is with bravery that we can speak about things that sometimes they don't want us to speak about. Don't just follow the traditional Western media. Expand your boundaries and be able to think critically and listen to all sides of issues that take place. Blessings to everyone. Have a good day.
This is the voice of Tuesday, Seventh-day Adventist. We are preaching emergency alert broadcast, which is from the Tuesday, Seventh-day Adventist Church. We will be featuring voices of brethren from different parts of the world, preaching the gospel, preaching prophecy as it relates to current events and the ending of the world. Listen to us on 91.9 FM every Sunday from 9:05